According to a police statement released on Twitter, there was a confrontation resulting in Nichols taking off on foot. The officers caught up to him and another confrontation ensued before they took him into custody. Now, first of all, why is he running?
Well, you always say it doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. No.
Because remember, I would always say, do we not know now?
Right.
Please, men, women, don't run.
But when you run, you know you're going to make them mad. So then when they got to chase you.
But 5 of them can.
I know. Oh, no, it's no reason for doing what they did. But when you run and they got to chase you down.
Now they're mad.
Now we know somebody, and I'm not saying any names, a friend of ours who was a police officer. And this person said, they had to get out of it. They had to stop being a police officer because they couldn't separate their real feelings from being an officer. You need to be able to separate.
They said their adrenaline was so high.
And this person kept getting in trouble all the time, and they had to chase him down. Mm-hmm. And this person said the last time they chased him down, they beat the crap out of him.
Because it's one of those situations where you say that the police officers need to know the community. They need to be well known as far as in the community, and they know the perpetrators. They know a lot of times the same people. So after like the 4th, 5th time, you do want to beat them down.
But this person said they had to get out of it because of that. Yeah. Because you put your personal thing, and that's probably what happened. They chased them down and got mad that they had to chase them down and beat them to a pulp. So let's see. Wow. The 29-year-old started complaining of breathing issues. He was taken to the hospital listed in critical condition and died 3 days later. Left devastated, Nichols' family has been sharing a graphic image of the victim laying in the hospital, saying he was unrecognizable. See, that's what they did. BuzzFeed News reported that his face appeared swollen and bruised, with a breathing tube coming out of his mouth. While MPD hasn't shared more details regarding the arrest, the family believes Nichols was tased, pepper sprayed, and beaten severely.
All of that?
They must have pulled him.
You almost want them to just shoot him.
They must have pulled him out of the car aggressively, and he feared for his life, so he ran. Nichols' stepfather, Rodney Wells, said, "No one should die from a traffic stop."
They're saying something about the NAACP.
Let's see what they're going to do. Hold on. Well, keep reading. Go ahead.
You have to go back down.
Mm-hmm. No one should die from a traffic stop right here.
Several investigations have been opened regarding this incident, including the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations and the Department of Justice. Mm-hmm. The NAACP made a statement saying the organization will keep close watch of this matter. The family is being represented by the civil rights attorney, Ben Crump.
Oh, that guy, Ben Crump.
When he steps in, an attorney, Antonio, I don't know how to say that last name, don't want to mess it up. Both are calling for the release of body camera footage, which I kept asking for.
You got to see the body camera.
But are slightly satisfied with the officers being fired.
Yeah.
That usually they do investigations before that happens.
Well, these are black officers. You know,
they must also be held accountable for robbing this man of his life and his son of a father, Crump and the other lawyer said.
Wow.
So let's see. After making national headlines, Memphis city officials were open to cooperating with police investigations. Memphis police chief, Sarah Lynn, is that a female? CJ Davis, already, or unless it's a man, made a statement condemning the officers' actions, saying they used excessive use of force, duty to intervene, and duty to render aid.
Wow. So that must be him.
Oh, he was not that big.
Tyre Nichols. My mom said he was skinny.
Yeah. But 5 cops.
Friends and loved ones of Nichols were shocked by the news, calling him non-confrontational, happy-go-lucky, and free spirit. He was a loving guy and loved to make people laugh. This guy told the newspaper, "We got our first tattoos together when we turned 18. He got a wolf on his... What do we need? I don't need to know all that. He also spoke on the irony of Nichols being a victim, as he was a very vocal about BLM, Black Lives Matter. He's never had to deal with police. Volker said. And as a black man, he knows better than to fight cops. I honestly never thought it would happen to him. He probably thought it'd be white cops. And it was black cops that got him.
Isn't that sad though? Because I'm thinking
we got to see this body cam.
2, 3, but 5.
We got number 1. We got to see the body cam.
Y'all brothers.
We got to see the body cam. We got to know why they pulled him over. That's number 2. Uh-huh. When you say a traffic stop, what does that mean? Was he speeding? Uh-huh. Did he run into somebody?
Driving recklessly.
So was he drunk? Paragraph. So maybe he was drunk. I don't know. We don't know.
Still, does it result in a
then you get him out. Mm-hmm. And why did you tase him? Did you tase him because you thought he was reaching for something? Mm-hmm. And then
pepper spray.
He was pepper spray. So did he fight? Is that why they was doing all of this? Uh-huh. And then when he ran and they ran after him, did they beat him up when they got to him? So all of that stuff we got to know.
He probably wasn't able to run anymore after they got him.
But that's probably why the NAACP said they want to look into it, because if they had body cam on, they know it's being filmed.
Right.
So you got to have if you doing all of this and y'all brothers. See, normally we would say if it was white cops, we know why they doing it.
Right.
See? But brothers, you like, why you doing all of this?
This remind me of the episode in, what's the one, Larry Fishburne in Cuba? What was that movie with the boys?
Boys in the Hood?
Yeah. Uh-huh. That incident when he had his Volkswagen Beetle and he and...
they was being excessive.
And they were pulled over from black cops was actually questioning him.
Yeah.
There was one black cop and one white, wasn't it? The black cop was
he was worse than the white
mean. It's almost like you said the guy on the slave owner. And
the house Negro and the Negro that was the one that they worse than the masters.
They worse than the masters.
Yeah, they worse. They worse. The master, but calm down, relax.
You don't have to go that far. It's not that serious. No, I'll make sure he get in place.
They worse. So we don't know. So I'm gonna be like the NAACP and go, what happened
here? Let's look at the footage. Let's look at maybe he was doing this to each one, and I don't know.
It still don't take 5 cops to do all that.
I know. They must have really beat him bad for him to die later.
And this is Memphis. And the only other thing I could think of, like you said, traffic stop, unless he was drunk or something, hit some cars or something, and they was already mad when they pulled him over.
Yeah.
Like, you could have killed somebody.
But I still don't understand why 5. Usually you see 2 cars, 2 and 2.
Yeah.
But 5, where does 5th one come from?
Yeah.
He decided they had nothing to do that night and he drove on by 2. They're new cops.
Oh, they knew. I always hate when it's more. Like one time I got pulled over and it was black cops and it was 2. And they pulled me over. I had just came from McDonald's getting my McDonald's breakfast. And I was sitting there. You know how I'm always like, they can't stand me because when they pull me over, I'll be like, like I have always have an attitude. So then they pulled me over and then I was like, okay. So, and he was like, you know why I pulled you over? I was like, no. I said, but I know I got my McDonald's is getting cold. He's like, they don't like when you get smart. If you think it's cold, it's going to get real cold, whatever. And I'm like, okay. So then he was like, you can stay right here for a minute. Then went on, you know how they go back with your little driver's license and all that.
Look you up and everything.
So then while he left, I said, I'm going to eat myself. I sat and ate my little McDonald's. 2 more police cars pulled up.
What would be the reason for 2 more?
Thank you.
Maybe he said you got smart with him.
No, I don't know. But 2 more pulled up. So then they all talking, whatever. And he come back over and he said, your license plate is dirty. I said, so you pulled me over because I have a dirty license plate? And he said, yeah. Like we supposed to be able to see your license plate with the thing saying, why you don't want me to see I said, it's just dirty. I said, but I'll clean it if that's a big, if that's such a big deal, I'll clean it.
Wow.
So then somebody must have came and told him they got another call. So then he was like, all right, just make sure you clean your license plate.
He pulled you over for a dirty
and then
license
two more cars came up and it was like 6 of them. I felt like they didn't have nothing else to do.
Yes.
And that was their time to congregate
yes.
and talk and feel like because they doing something, they boss won't be like, y'all just talking.
Because that's probably what happened here.
Probably.
Okay.
And one was driving and saw him let me go on over and see if he need help. But really he want to see what he doing tonight because they got some bingo game going on.
Man, what you pulling over? I don't know, man. Come on.
And then another time in Chicago, because we Chicago. I told you I lived in an apartment, and the neighbor upstairs said we was making too much noise, and we wasn't. The TV was on, and it was like 2:00 in the morning. I stay up late, and so stupid boy that lived upstairs from me mad and complained. And he called to complain. I looked out my peep. I heard a knock on the door. I looked out my peephole. It was 9 police officers in the hallway. Real? I am not lying.
9?
9. I was looking out the peephole and I counted. And I opened the door and I said, yes. And then the one officer, he said, we heard that there was a complaint of noise. I said, it take all y'all to come. And I said, do you hear any noise? And he said, no. He said, just make sure you turn your TV down.
9 of them.
So you had to been listening outside, and you see that it was. Maybe he told them it was a party or something.
I don't know. And they needed 9 people in case it was a party.
And I said to myself, y'all ain't got nothing else to do.
You don't see that happening now, though, because it's 9. You don't have time for 9 to come figure out a noise like that.
You don't have nothing else to do in Chicago.
Yes.
Didn't it send that many police officers to my door
for a noise? If he must
complain,
they must have thought because the music was so loud that there was a party.
It wasn't no music; it was the television.
I don't know, because the guy could have lied from down. They called.
I know that, but could you? I said you stood outside the door to hear. Do you hear a party? And he said no. Just turn your TV down.
We got so much going on in our communities for this little pettiness.
But my thing is, when all 9 of them showed up, the first couple should have been like, ain't no party, man. I handle this. Nah, man. It's a TV. Y'all gonna do.
They didn't even send them home.
No, you know why? Because they want to congregate and talk about the poker game that night. And they can't do that unless they find a way to come together and talk.
Okay, man, how's the beat going, man, with you now?
Y'all know I'm on to something happening in this. Y'all know I'm on to something. Y'all police officers out there, you know I'm telling the truth, and that's why you ain't saying nothing. Because you know that's give y'all a reason to come together without appearing like you wasting time.
Because we would always drive by. And when you would see a police officer pulled someone over and it be 2 of them, we'll see 3 or 4 cars. You think it's something serious, like a drug bust.
It'll be nothing.
Or something. And it probably be just a little old traffic stop like this.
Or like I said, the guy that pulled me over said my license plate was dirty.
License plates.
And they all was talking. See, that's what got me. The other ones pulled up and they was talking, and it wasn't about me. You could laugh in and talk. That was their way of coming together to talk and figure out a way where they wouldn't get in trouble, because it looked like maybe he needed backup or he wanted some other people. You don't need that many cops.
And a lot of times, I know this has happened a few times. They'll pull you over. It'd be one cop. He'll pull you over to check you out.
Oh, if they like you.
As a nice looking female or a nice looking man.
Yeah.
And be careful with that.
Be careful with that.
Because if they have no rhyme or reason and they find something that's really, really petty.
Oh, ma'am, I pulled you over. Where are you going?
So, they're human. We get it.
So that's why our friend who was a police officer, they said they didn't want to be a police officer anymore. Because they said they was allowing their personal feelings to get involved, especially when it's people they see all the time that get in trouble.
Separate
they got upset because it's like, again,
they're a troublemaker in the community, in the neighborhood, and now this is like, how many times I got to come at you and you gonna make me run?
So I want to hear. I want to hear more. I know you upset about the case, Ma, but I want to hear more about this case.
Yeah, I want to see I want
to see the police footage. I want to see what happened. Was this guy fighting?
But usually they don't fire them. They usually just put them
Well, no. Now they firing everybody now. They don't want to take no chances.
Oh, because they don't do that until they investigate. That's
you talking about white police officers.
No, any police officers. There's been other black police officers as well, but they don't fire them because they got to do an investigation.
Unless they looked at the tape and said there was no reason for y'all to do all of that.
Now, I do know they do sit them down when the guns are being used, when their weapons are being used.
This guy, they didn't use, they just beat them up.
So, wow, that's serious.
So we need to find out more about this case. Okay. And then we'll know what happened. But as of now, I bet you that's what happened. The 2 showed up or whatever, and then the other ones came just to say if he need help. He don't need no help.
And you can't be, as a police officer, you can't have a criminal record, right? A background. So these men, Mama said, are new. They don't have a criminal background. So you wonder what else is going on in their lives, in their heads.
So we need to